The champions have opened their Premier League title defense with a convincing win over Coventry City. Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and our captain Odegaard got the goals, but there's so much more to talk about. This is your Arsenal versus Coventry City match reaction stream. Welcome back to all of our Arsenal, and of course, tonight we are back. The purple background is back. I know what that means, people. Premier League football. We've waited quite a while for this, and now it has arrived, and we're looking forward to it. The champions opened their Premier League title defense with a statement victory against Coventry City. We had Bukayo Saka do the Lord's work. We had Kai Havertz score basically his first touch of the game. And of course, Martin Ødegaard back to his best. This wasn't necessarily a 90 minutes masterclass, but what we just showed that there are so much positives to take from this game. 3 goals, check. 3 points, check. Clean sheet, check. And right now, we're temporarily sitting at the top of the Premier League. Not a bad opening night for the champions, man. It was a game that I loved, I enjoyed. Yes, Friday night game. Last time I played on the Friday night was a 21-22 against Brentford, and they smashed us off the park that day. The squad we had was quite terrible, but this team we have now, man, awesome. Even prior to the game, we had Ezri Konza come around and just wave hi to the fans because that was a very astute signing that we've made. I did a video about Konza. I think that the last video I did was on Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday. The one I did before, it was on Thursday. The one I did after it was the Coventry City match preview, So I was so happy about this, and let's just talk to the slides, man. I'm just out of words right now. So welcome to the Coventry match reaction stream. We're going to just talk about the game, how the Arsenal players fared, and what we can look forward to going forward. Yeah, of course, without the confirmed lineups, I've had a certain team that has been playing consistently from the preseason up until this point, and it was good to see that consistency remain. We had David Raya back in goal. Looking forward to seeing him play consistently for us. Obviously, Kepa Arrizabalaga was the one that played most of the preseason games, but the big man is back in the goal, and you can see the confidence that he always brings to us when we play with him. We had Calafiori, Ricardo on the left-hand side. Ben White was on the right. Saliba is still out injured. So we see Mosquera deputizing for him. But obviously, with the arrival of Ezri Konza, Mosquera's minutes might be managed. I'm guessing that Konza might actually make his debut against his former team, Aston Villa, in the next Premier League game on Monday night. Of course, you had the ever-present Gabriel playing alongside Mosquera. Further up in midfield, we had learned that Bruno G is nursing a groin injury. Remember the game against Man City? He pulled up and he left, was substituted at halftime for Declan Rice. And Declan Rice was someone that we were hoping to rest a lot at the beginning of the campaign, but obviously we had to start him in a game of this magnitude. So Rice played in the holding role with Miles Lewis-Kelly as the left 8 and our captain fantastic Odegaard on the right 8. Leading the line was Kai Havertz yet again. I was even thinking that maybe this was a game that Victor Gyökeres would play against his former club, but that didn't happen. So Havertz led the line. Saka returned to the lineup ahead of Madueke. Madueke played ahead of him in the Community Shield, but Saka was back to the lineup, and of course, Christos Tzolis made his full Premier League debut. I have a slide dedicated to just Tzolis. That guy is quite an amazing player, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in action for us. For our opponents, Coventry City, led by Frank Lampard, Carl Rushworth was in goal. Rushworth was a very key player for them last season in the Championship when he came on loan from Brighton. And of course, they made the deal permanent for him, so he was in goal for them. Milan van Ewijk was on the right-hand side. Jada Silva, the Welsh defender, was on the left. Bobby Thomas and, of course, the new signing from Frankfurt, Auriel Amenda, were in the centre-back for Coventry. The captain of the day was Matt Grimes. Matt Grimes was a very key player for them during their championship games. I think he played over 40 games for them in the championship. He had 48 games with 46 games in the championship. Grimes was there available for them. And of course, the new signing they got from Hoffenheim. Was it Hoffenheim? Yeah, sorry, Nordsjælland from Denmark. Caleb Hinriki. He played very well in the World Cup as well. It was good to see him in action. And of course, our boy Frank Onyeka leaving Brentford. He was struggling to get game time in Brentford. So this is a new lease of life for my fellow Nigerian. Of course, Onyeka was in the midfield alongside Yinyeki and Grimes. Further up the pitch, you had the Ghanaian winger Brandon Thomas Asante and the French winger Long Chuna. Chuna used to play as a right wing back when he was in Burnley. So to see him play right wing here was quite interesting. And of course, Ellis Sims led the line. Looking at the stats, Arsenal dominated the stats from beginning of this game to the end. We had 20 shots with 6 on target. Of course, Coventry had just 4. We had 36 touches in their box. They had just 4. We had 561 passes to their 268. Of course, we had less fouls than them because we were ones that leading the attacking play. 2 passes, of course, we had more passes than them, 613 in total. The 561 were accurate, 227 in our own half, 327 in theirs. Of course, for the XG numbers, our XG was 1.8. Open play XG was 1.55. Set play XG was 0.26, which was quite interesting. We actually controlled this game from start to finish. And as you would expect, Coventry had more of the defensive actions. Although we had more tackles than them, 9-4, but they had more interceptions, they had more blocks, they had more clearances, and the keeper made more saves than ours, as you would expect in such a game. So, guys, the first half was all about Arsenal taking control. Coventry actually started very well, but when we got the first goal, the game was pretty much over from Kai Havertz, and within 7 minutes, Bukayo Saka made it 2-0. Of course, in the beginning of the second half, Martin Ødegaard made it 3. That goal from Havertz was pretty much his first touch. It was a lovely goal. Van Awijk was darling on the ball on the right-hand side. Christos Tzolis attacked him, got it, fed it to Calafiori, who wasted no time in playing the ball in the penalty box. And of course, Havertz was there to sweep it into the net. That was a very lovely goal from the German forward. We saw one that we need to be fully fit this season. Obviously, when he plays, we actually play better as a team compared to Gyökeres. Gyökeres also has his own great qualities, which we cannot deny. But Kai Havertz is on a different level when he plays for us. So Calafiori got that assist, and that was just what we needed. An early goal to settle the nerves, to allow the players to do their thing. Coventry came here to make life difficult for us. But Arsenal's pressure and quality obviously told in the game, as you would expect. The second goal was quite nice too. And we won the ball from their half. It was Louis Kelly. He gave it to Declan Rice. Declan Rice had a very good mazy run in the middle. He attacked centrally. He faced Tzolis on the left-hand side, and Tzolis played a one-time ball that was parried by Rushworth, but the ball went straight to Saka's path. Just reminded me of the goal he scored against Atletico Madrid in the semi-finals of the Champions League. And so an unguarded net to make it 2-0. Did the whole celebration. It was quite good to see. And a lot of comparison between Tzolis and Martinelli came into place. Unlike Martinelli would have probably wanted to dally on the ball a bit. But Tzolis, as soon as he got the pass from Rice, played the ball across the goal. And so that yielded to a goal for us. We didn't panic. We didn't force the issue. We controlled the game. And at the end of the first half, we leading 2-0. There was also the nice halftime press conference to Saka. I guess that's going to be a team this time. But Arsenal did very well in the first half. And the control was there for everyone to see. So, guys, this was an amazing debut for Tzolis. So, Tzolis has been spectacular since he joined this club from Club Brugge, with Trossard leaving. His first game for us against Girona, he scored 0 back lift. Against Betis, he crossed the corner kick that was started home by Nkapie. Against Dortmund, he had 2 assists in that game because he created the pass for Maneri to score and also won the penalty that Gyökeres smashed in. He was rested against Como, came on as a sub. Against Man City, Tzolis had 2 assists. The first one was a looping header to Kai Havertz, and the second one was a very good forward pass to Odegaard. And we all know how that panned out. And in 78 minutes against Coventry, he had an amazing game. I was very, very impressed with his performance for us. He had 76 touches, 0.24 XG, 0.14 XA, 81% accurate passes, 3 big chances created, 2 shots on target, 1 off target. Like this guy was just amazing in every sense of the word. He always wanted the ball and he always had something good to do with the ball. It looks like this guy is going to be fun, man. I know, yes, we missed out on Morgan Rogers, we missed out on Vinicius Jr. We're on the market for potentially Kenan Yildiz or Bradley Bacola or whoever, man. But guys, Christos Tzolis is the real deal. Like, I'm very, very happy with how he has started his career with Arsenal, and I'm looking forward to him doing so much more in the club. The big winger was very lively throughout the game, looking to attack his man, create something from nothing. He played a major role in our attacking moves, which highlighted his involvement in the game, and almost scored when he had that lovely shot from outside the box that was saved by Rushworth. I wish that ball went in. It was a very good debut for him, you know. He was very comfortable. He's like an exciting signing. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him in action. Then, guys, is our captain back? It's looking like Odegaard is back to cooking what he does best, man. It's looking like we're going to see 2023 Odegaard yet again, because obviously we saw him have an amazing World Cup, racking up the assists for his country. And of course, in the Community Shield, he basically ran the show. There was that move where he sent Rico Lewis to the multiverse, had that lovely goal where he received the ball from Tzolis, went past Guardiola like he was nothing, allowed Donnarumma to sit on his butt and play the ball into an unguarded net. Our captain, our number 8, our playmaker, is back. Lovely goal this time, received the ball from Ben White, played the ball once. Yeah, Russia could have done better, but man, we don't care. 49th minute, we're already 3-0 up, thanks to our captain. This is the other guy that we wanted to see. He has really struggled badly with injuries and loss of form, and now we need him back to his best, and he's showing it. Yes, last season wasn't really a convincing campaign for him, just one Premier League goal against Brighton, but right now he's showing that feel, like giving us the Odegaard that we've always known, the Odegaard that is always confident, the Odegaard that is influential, the Odegaard that is creative. He has some mad passes secreted for his teammates, and now he has gotten a goal to start a new campaign. A pure captain's performance from this game, man. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Odegaard in action for us this season. All we can hope right now is that him and Saka will stay fit, because they are big pillars to our football. They are very important players for us. And if these guys get injured, then guys, we're going to be cooked. But what are the big positives? Of course, 3 goals, one from Havertz, one from Saka, one from Odegaard. The really OGs just doing their thing. 3 different attacking players getting on the score sheet. Another positive was the kind of source we brought into the game. Our depth is amazing. First off, we had the likes of Zubimendi and Madueke coming for Declan Rice and Saka. Obviously, these guys played in the World Cup. I went all the way to the semi-finals, to the third place match, and got the bronze medal, where Saka even scored a hat-trick against France. And they didn't really have a proper preseason. Like, they didn't play any preseason game for us up until the Community Shield, I guess. Yeah. So we need to ease them into action. And it's good to see a big player like Declan Rice get knocked out from the pitch for 68 minutes. Same with Saka. Although Madueke was quite frustrating when he came on, Mendy was quite good, controlled the game well. Then in 76 minutes, we made 2 more subs. We took out Christos Tzolis, who had an amazing debut, and put Ibechi Eze on the left. And guys, for the second game in a row, Martinelli was not on the bench. So obviously, the links taking him out of the club are very real. There was one I read that a team from Saudi, I think Al Hilal, are kind of looking at him. I really hope that deal comes into fruition. Martinelli has been an amazing player for us, but I think we have grown past him, And if we can sell him for 70 million pounds or something crazy, those Saudi guys have money to burn. So I really hope that, that move works well. And of course, there's any 180k at Arsenal. If you move to Saudi Arabia, you're going to earn probably 300 or 400 or whatever the hell he wants. But I'm guessing that he might not want to make a move to Saudi Arabia, but let's just see how that goes. There's still 10 more days before the transfer window is out. But with Eze coming on for Tzolis, Eze played on the left-hand side, which means that in case we don't get that marquee signing that we're looking for, maybe might be Tzolis and Eze on the left, which I'm okay with in all honesty. Because really, the options out there and all that. You need 3 guys that I've wanted as the left wingers in my team: Vinicius Jr., Luis Diaz, and Richard Kvaratskhelia. Those are the ones that will raise the middle and the ceiling for us. The likes of Bacola, Rafa Leao, What's the other guy that they're linking us with? Bak- Bakula, Kenan Yildiz. These guys are decent, but they won't move the needle for me. Christos Tzolis is someone that had 51 goal contributions last season, and we are seeing that this boy is hungry. He wants to make that left wing his own, and with more performances like this, he can do it. Of course, we had the clean sheet. You know how it is with Arsenal and clean sheet. Last season we had 19 clean sheets in the Premier League. That's half of our games pretty much. We didn't even look as good as if we were going to consider. But I know there was one chance that Rodoni had from a cross, but Hincapié actually attacked him, put him under pressure, and that's why Ryan made a good save. If he had enough time, he probably would have picked the spot and scored. But Gabriel was he had a knock early in the game, but he recovered well. Mosquera did not allow Sims and Awoniyi to breathe. I love Mosquera. I love how he plays. But I'm looking forward to seeing Konsa alongside Gabriel. Konsa is an amazing defender, and Mosquera will give us that depth. Ben White doing his thing. Of course, Asante wasn't like Doku that wanted to destroy him in the Community Shield game. He played well. Calafiori, our agent of chaos, of course, had another assist. Also contributed to the clean sheet, and of course, he left the pitch to be replaced by Hincapié. In fact, I've spoken about Tzolis. It was a great positive for us in the game. Talking about Odegaard, Tzolis is someone that his energy and directness will give us a different dimension. Every time he received the ball, he knew what he wanted to do, and I really love that about him. Saka is back, coming to his best, obviously. We've seen this to get more games under his belt to get to that point. Madueke was just, quite disappointing. And that positive was Odegaard, of course. But let's not get carried away. Coventry is a newly promoted side. Arsenal was always expected to win this game, but we delivered, which was important. When we scored the second goal, our intensity dropped a bit. The moment Coventry had more of the ball and could have been sharper in the final third, but come on, 20 shots, 6 on target, 64% possession. Not that bad, but there's still room for improvement. It's actually very exciting, to see us playing how we are right now. I also love the depth of the squad. So to my player ratings, Raya gets a 7. He didn't have much to do, but he made a good save from the Udoni header. Of course, Ben White had a 7 for me. Good assist for Odegaard, showed his bit of attacking prowess. I really hope he can stay fit. There's some talk that Timber is almost there. I'm guessing it might take a long while before Timber can really get to match fitness. He hasn't played competitive football since March, guys, almost 5 months ago. So we really need White to continue to stay fit. Of course, we have the likes of Mali, someone we can call up in maybe in the Carabao Cup or something. But it's good to see White playing well. Calafiori gets an 8. Lovely assist for him. Almost scored as well. Very, very lovely attacking player. And also in midfield. He was basically everywhere on the pitch, as you know from Calafiori. And of course, he got the well-deserved rest when Hincapié came on for him. Gabriel gets a 7, got the first yellow card of the game. Thankfully, that was not in the box, but just at the edge of the box when he tackled Sim. That was a cynical foul. Sim had already gone past him, so he had to take one for the team, which I was really happy about. Mosquera gets a 7, challenged very well in the game. He didn't allow Sims to breathe. Even when Awoniyi replaced him, Mosquera continued to play well. Showed recovery pace as you'd expect. Odegaard gets a 9, my player of the match. Awesome performance from the captain. Created many chances. Let me even check his exact stats in the game, because Odegaard really cooked, man. Yeah, so he had 3 shots, 8 defensive contributions, interestingly. He had the XA of 0.10, XG of 0.2, created 3 chances. He had a very good game, and he was very, very, happy. Good to see him come out the pitch. He plays Mikel Merino, so we're keeping him fresh as well, which is quite important. Declan Rice gets an 8. Another action performance as you expect from our man Declan. Good to see him do his thing, man. But of course, there's the right call to let him out of the pitch in the 68th minute. We need Rice against Aston Villa. We need him against Chelsea. We need him against Sunderland, against Brighton. We have some hard matches coming up, but our squad is quite good. Lewis Kelly, excuse me, this boy continues to keep impressing. Really love how he has made that position in the middle. He is playing on the left as a left back in the day. Got into the first team in his breakout campaign. We allowed Zinchenko and Tierney leave the club. But with Calafiori and Hincapié ahead of him in the left back position, we carved out a role for him in midfield, and the guy took the bull on his horns. Luis Kelly put up a monster performance, 8 for me, did very, very well. Yes, and it's not like the way he's playing, he can allow Bruno G to get fit, so we'll not rush him into action. And I really look about Luis Kelly. So I can get an 8. He made life a living hell for the left back, Jada Silva, scored a well taken goal, combined very well with Odegaard and Saka and White. Just reminded me of how that triangle they used to have back in the day. They were lovely. Kai Havertz scored basically his first touch. Spent more time out of the box, building up play as you expect from Kai. It's a different profile from Gyökeres, which we always know, but it was quite good. Tzolis gets a 9 from me. He put up an amazing performance, guys. I love what I saw with the guy, man. The guy is just that good. I'm looking forward to seeing him in action again. Looking forward to seeing him against Aston Villa and many more games. Obviously, we have 10 more days before we sign big signing or whoever we want to get. Which is the marquee signing. But what Tzolis is showing us, guys, I don't mind, man. I really don't mind. And it's one that his head is down. He's very technical. He knows what he needs to do. And he's very, very good in the final third. Looking forward to seeing more from him. So around the grounds, tomorrow, Man United is going to play Hull City. Of course, Hull is one team that everyone will expect to smash goals past this season. They had the second worst record in terms of XGC in the championship last year, 1.74 XGC per game. So Man United might probably get some goals past them. That's the 12:30 fixture. Then by 3 o'clock, we have Everton taking on Crystal Palace. Quite an interesting game, one of those ball first ball. Since there's nothing to do by that time, I'll probably watch it. Issue to play Sunderland and Nottingham Forest plays Leeds. And the last fixture of the day will be Brentford hosting Tottenham. As for Sunday, Brighton will take on Aston Villa, Man City will take on Bournemouth, and Newcastle takes on Liverpool. And of course, the Premier League game week 1 ends with Chelsea playing against Fulham. So what does this win mean? Arsenal is currently on top of the Premier League, as you'd expect, 3 points gotten. That's all we need, Obviously, we'll see what happens in the rest of the games once we get to the time against we're going to play Aston Villa. There's still time for that. So our next opponent, Aston Villa. Our last visit to Villa Park was not good. That was when Matikash scored the first goal, then the Trossard had the equalizer, then later on Emiliano Buendia scored that effort that kind of broke our hearts in the 95th minute or some crazy number like that. Emirates team is going through some transition. They've lost Morgan Rogers, they've lost Ezri Konza. Oli Watkins is linked to move to Saudi Arabia. They have Amadou Onana injured. They sold Yuri Tillemans to Man United. Yeah, they've signed Manzambi. That crazy person driving like that. They signed Manzambi, Zion Suzuki, Matteo Rigueri, a couple of players here and there. But obviously, those guys all need to blend and gel before they can start getting the ground running. So it's only a good time to play Aston Villa. Although prior to that, I know the last time we played, I've had some good results against them in Villa Park. The previous season, it was the 2-0 win, goes from Trossard and Partey. So let's just see how that goes, man. But there's still a lot of time between now and then. I'm guessing that before then we'll talk about points from transfer window news. Not as Konza has settled in. I think we probably need one more signing in attack. And of course, we need to obviously sell the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Martinelli, Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, and what have you. So, guys, this was a very, very competitive game. Our manager will be very delighted. We just smashed Man City in the Community Shield 3-0, and now we have smashed Coventry 3-0. 6 goals scored, none conceded. We have put ourselves as one of the forerunners for the Premier League title. No one has defended the Premier League title since Man City. And I also read that there are only 4 managers that won the Premier League more than once: Jose Mourinho, Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, and Pep Guardiola. So if Arsenal continues in this pace and, of course, going to play as well as we know they can, we have the potential to win the Premier League. The biggest difference now is that we're not defending our Premier League title passively. We're not looking at one new victories. Arsenal actually going for games and getting them a jugular. Imagine the team as big as Man City, we smashed them 3-0, and we also smashed Coventry City 3-0 as well. So, guys, a clean sheet, a good victory, goal from Havertz, Saka, and Odegaard. So this was looking very electric and that convincing performance from the champions. Obviously, just one Premier League game, and of course, well, so it's just very clear that the champions are not yet to lose our crown. We want to defend it and do as well as we can. So, guys, what are your thoughts on this game? Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd like to hear your comments on how Arsenal has played. And of course, in the course of the week, there'll be more content to follow. We'll talk about whoever that's going to leave the club, and hopefully no more injury news, because we felt that Bruno is out. But don't forget to keep following us all about Arsenal. The road to 5K is still very real. You guys have been awesome so far, and I appreciate all that you have been giving to me. The support in this channel has been awesome. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, come on, you Gunners.